You're not stuck. You're just in a hallway in between who you are and who you're becoming. And yes, it takes longer than you thought it would. But spiritually speaking, the delay is divine timing in disguise. Because not every pause is a punishment. Sometimes the universe holds you still to prepare you for what your future self prayed for. Hi guys, welcome and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I go by Dreamy or Melissa, whichever works. And basically today's video, happy Monday by the way guys, happy Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I did, and it was quite peaceful, calm, and I'm grateful. So basically today's video is about the spiritual meaning of delays during transition. So without wasting any more time, let's get into today's video. The spiritual truth about delays. Let's talk about that. That's the first thing I'd like to talk about. Delays aren't blockages, instead they are calibrations. When energy moves too fast before alignment, it can destroy what was meant to sustain you. So when life slows you down, it's not rejection, it's refinement. You're being upgraded. For example, you thought you were ready for that new job, new love, or new life, but energetically, you still hold the old codes. The old codes are still running. What do I mean by the old codes? Fear, scarcity, unhealed attachments. The delay is actually the universe debugging your system. What happens energetically in the delay? I know, well, personally, I'd say I know most of y'all ask that because personally, when I was experiencing delays in my life, I always asked that. What happens energetically during this delay? Because apparently it's spiritual, right? So what happens behind the scenes? Because on my end, it looks like I'm stuck and nothing is moving or going the way I want. But then on the other end, a lot is happening. So let's talk about that. During transition, the old energy collapses and the new one hasn't fully downloaded yet. That's why it feels confusing, emotional, even empty. You might lose motivation during this period, clarity, or even feel disconnected from everything and everyone. But that's the void, and the void is holy. The void is where you meet yourself without the titles, achievements, or distractions. The delay is where the roots deepen, so that your next season doesn't break you. I'll say that again. The delay is where your roots deepen, so that your next season does not break you. Now that you understand what happens behind the scenes, like energetically during these delays, let's now talk about how to move through divine delays. 1. Surrender the illusion of control. You can't speed up divine timing with panic or desperation. You can only align with it through trust. Trust that everything will work in divine timing, and trust that your divine team is working behind the scenes and over time to make sure everything works out for you and in your best interest. 2. Focus on becoming and not arriving. Use this time to grow the version of you that can handle what you asked for, instead of focusing on the delay, the negativity, on why things are not going how you want, why is everything that just usually going against you, or when you try something it fails. Instead of that, focus on what you can control, and what you can control at the moment is to grow the version of you that you envision every time you see yourself achieving your dreams. 3. Practice energetic stillness. Sometimes your soul just needs quiet before the next chapter of your life begins. 4. Celebrate subtle progress. What do I mean? Even a small internal shift is sacred movement. Celebrate that, oh wow. Okay, for example, maybe you're in this phase, you feel everything is delaying, and You've been in that phase for a while. Then all of a sudden you feel like you've gotten a new insight out of nowhere. It's like literally you've been filled with something that makes you feel like you know what to do next. Be grateful for that, because everything during that period of delay is sacred movement. Use your intuition and pray. Celebrate even the small internal shifts. Instead of still being in the mindset of how will this help me, try and look and be like, maybe this is a sign from my divine team, a nudge or something to do something or go about something to get me out of this stuck phase. But then you won't be able to see or interpret it like that if you're busy focusing on what you cannot control. It only makes you ungrateful. So if nothing is happening, something is happening in silence. I'll say that again. If nothing is happening, like when you sit down and you reflect in your life, you're like, my life is so stagnant, like nothing is happening. Something is happening. Something is happening in the silence. Something is happening in the silence. Something is happening in the silence. The delay is not life withholding, it's life preparing. You're not behind schedule. Please remember that you're not behind schedule. You are on divine time. Trust that. So the next time you feel stuck, whisper to yourself, I'm not stuck. I'm in sacred suspension. The universe and your divine team are still working. And I want you to remember this. The universe and your divine team are still and always working, even when it's quiet, even when it looks like they have abandoned you. They can never and will never abandon you. Anyway guys, that brings me to the end of my video. I hope this video helped. Happy Monday guys. I hope you guys have a blessed week ahead and stay blessed. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Join my community. Let's grow, heal, and just be real together. Bye guys. See you tomorrow. I post every day. For those who are new here and probably haven't come across my videos that I say, I post every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I post all those 5 days. Yeah, at around 8 or 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time. So if you're not from Kenya, I guess you can check that out, whatever the time is, or you can turn on your post notifications. But either way, I appreciate you so much. Your support goes a long way. Thank you for watching.